Hey guys, Jalen here from Team Burning Infinity doing my long-awaited video. Sorry I didn't post it on the weekend. I had a really long weekend. Not going to get into details. But I'm going to start off my video of why I play card games. But before I do that, I'm going to answer the questions from the previous video for the thanks for over 500 subscribers video, where I said I would answer all the questions that come down in the comment section below. And I got quite a few questions. Not as many as I expected, but it's great. First set of questions we got are from Matthew Simon, a really long time subscriber and pretty great friend of TBI. Well, at least me and Joey. Um, and I guess Devlon, but he doesn't know Devlon too well. But he has a question. His first question is, "Why are you guys so awesome?" I think that's mainly due to our dynamic. We all just like get along well with each other. Some ways more than other some ways more than not, because sometimes we do argue, but any person argues in their lifetime. So we have a pretty good relationship with each other. We knew each other for years before we even started TBI. Um and so we all just grew to be friends pretty well, and we're just all good dynamic with each other. We're funny, we're pals, we support each other even no matter what the circumstances are. Um, we just have like a great inept, I guess, thought process when making decks or working with decks or playing or something. Um, I don't know how to exactly describe how you do an opinionated question, but this is the closest I can get. The second question: which college am I going to? I'm going to College of Westchester. That's up in White Plains, 325 Central Avenue. I not gonna give you the whereabouts of where I live, but it's a decently far away place from where I am in New York, so it takes me a little commute. I'm gonna be I did this because I'm gonna and to answer his third question, why that college? It has my major, and even another major I was going to pursue in, but I didn't think it would be easy in other schools, so that's why I chose this one. Um, College of Westchester offers game design, which I'm going to go into, game developing, game design, and which is going to be my associate's degree, and then I move on to my bachelor's for my third year, which is going to be business management and accounting, because I need to learn how to do business. While becoming a game designer, you can't just go into the business like that. You have to know. You have to know to know. But it's mainly because I wanted to go to a commuter school, and this one's good because it has my major and it has decent tuition and other things that I don't want to get into because that's personal, very personal, um, like financial reasons. But I just really like this school. I have lots of friends that go there, and I haven't seen in a while because they're a little bit older than me. So it's great to see them again, and also sometimes I could get a ride from them if they because they can all drive, and I don't have my permit yet. But either way, it's just a really good school, and I really just want to and it's just quick because it's a private school. I go all year round, all 12 months. I know it seems like a lot, but all 12 months throughout the school year for 3 years, and then I'll have my associates and my bachelor's instead of like 4 years, and then have like 3 months off for summer or such. Um, then he asks, fourth, how much ass do I whoop in one day? I don't whip any amount of ass in every day because I'm trying to be less violent than I was in middle school and my freshman year of high school, because four black I have 4 black belts and 2 yellow belts in 6 different martial arts. I have 2 third degree black belts, one in karate, one in judo. Then I have a fourth degree. No, I have a second degree in taekwondo, and then I have a fifth degree in kung fu. Then I have a yellow belt in jiu-jitsu and a yellow belt in jeet kune do. Mainly, I went into martial arts because of my hero of all time in all space and existence is fucking Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee's best person ever. Shouldn't have died. Chuck Norris should have died instead. Bruce Lee is my inspiration to become a martial artist, and mainly, I want to move on to the reason why. Also, another reason why I went to martial arts later in the video. So I'm not gonna say anything now, but I do martial arts, and I was terrible in middle school. In middle school, I probably beat up a lot of people because I was just angry and confused. That's not a good reason to hurt on people, but I did it because I was young, and I regret it a lot. Fifth question: how much money does it take to fly out to New York from California? Roughly over $600. About 550 or above. So that's how much. And why are you some of the best people I know? That's your own opinion and a compliment. So I can't really answer that too well, but pretty much, yeah. Uh, I don't know what to really say about that one. But then we're gonna move on to Zane of Team Buddyfight, where he asks, "Why are High School DxD and School Days good?" Um, High School DxD is good because it has a decent storyline, really fun characters, really nice animation style. My only problem with it is too much ecchi. Like literally, if an anime needs an uncensored version or a censored version to make it watchable for some people, then it's quite ecchi. I mean, like literally, they show nipples, boobs, and everything. I mean, they can't show down there, but they show everything else, just everything else, in every sort of fan service. Maid outfits, bunny ears, trap guy. Oh my god, there's everything in there. If you ever freaking cared about ecchi shit, oh my god. But it's still a good anime. I have no problems with it other than the ecchi. I mean, and then with that said, like that would be practically every anime. I would practically like every anime if there wasn't a lot of ecchi. But School Days, hate it, not gonna like it ever. You can keep saying, Zane, you can keep saying School Days is good. That's your opinion. My opinion, I think it sucks. I think it's a terrible anime. I think it has no real reason to exist. I think it was literally like a boring anime until it gets to the end. Then it gets interesting, but that's where it ends. So can't get any more wondrous than that. And then I really don't care for the characters. They're all just like unforgettable and shit. I don't like School Days. That's my opinion. Doesn't mean it's a bad anime. Um, Jalen, who's your waifu? It would probably be Tsubaki from Soul Eater, and this is only from the top of my head because I don't have a waifu. Period. This is like the closest I would be to the closest I would want for a waifu because I don't think about that ever. After how many years I've been like watching anime, I never think about who would be my waifu because I'm not weird like that. And lastly, he asks, "Why are White Dragon Shield cards so good?" And he says it in anime antagonist laugh. I hate White Dragon Shield clones. I hate White Dragon Shield, period. Because one, they were made to deal with penetrate, but they could have been better. Um, and two, they're just shit. They only reduce by 2 damage. Everything now is like every deck now has practically 3 crit. So what the fuck does this do? So and also, I hate it because it's in so many worlds. The only worlds that don't have it are Dungeon, Magic, and Ancient. Every other one has a White Dragon Shield clone. And Legend World has 2, and one of them costs 2 gauge. I hate it. I hate it so much because life gain is better. Danger World has the worst of it because they have tons of life gain, but they got this. I just think White Dragon Shield clones are not terrible cards as themselves. I think they're terrible because they tried to make them a design for nullifiers, but nullifiers are much different and much better. They didn't have to do that. They could have gave decks actual nullifiers like Battle or Circle clones. They gave one a Katana World, but they made it a promo that's nearly nowhere easy to get. But I digress. Then the last question we have is from Chris Rivera. His question is, will we be posting more fights with cards from the newest Buddyfight set, which is set 5 Break to the Future? We will. It's just hard for us because our local card shop does not have the cards right now because of circumstances. So we will have to probably do something where we can go into New York City and go to a card shop that has Buddyfight product and the new set, so we can get something. Cause kind of need to update my Wizards and maybe Darnish Dragon Roll, but I don't like anything in there for Black Dragons. I don't want to build a new deck. Jake wants to improve his Death Ruler. Devlon wants to build Purgatory Knights. CJ wants to build Drum Breaker ultimate bullshit. I mean, I like Drumbreaker deck. I think Drumbreaker himself is a retarded card. And then his other question is, are you guys excited for the Golden Buddy Booster set? The name is the Golden Buddy Pack, but okay, I guess you didn't know the name. And if so, which buddies are you most excited for? Joey's most likely excited for, I guess, Asmodai getting a reprint, so if you ever want to make Magic World to be easier, or, like, just any reprints that are in there. Like, I guess he likes them. I don't think he likes a lot of things in there because they're. I mean, like, he thinks lots of them are good, but he doesn't care for them himself. Devlon's excited for that new ninja that's 831. Costs 1 gauge, and it's a size 2. He's excited for the Purgatory Knight, Drago Archer clone sort of thing. He's excited for the Dual Dragon support. That's a easier Diatlas and a card that works with Demon Goto Arc. Jake's excited for the new Death Ruler, I guess. CJ, I think he's excited about the new Dragon World stuff, like Armor Dragon support. Other than that, I can't really say what else anyone's excited for. I mean, I'm excited for Mary Sue and Blaming Phoenix getting reprints because I would love to have those as Buddy Rare. Maybe Blaming Phoenix because then I would have all 3 rares. Because SP is my Buddy, then 4 double R's, obviously my regular set in my deck. So I would love to have like just 2 Buddy rares and then 2 double rares and then my 1 SP is my Buddy. That would be really awesome for me. But that's all the questions. If you guys have more, I guess I'll do it in another video. But now I want to get on to the next thing about my video, the whole reason of this video. I just wanted to answer all those questions first. But it's why I play card games. Alright, for all you, like I said earlier, this could be a tearjerker, so please, just be conscious that this might get a little dark. Alright. If you don't know, I am 17 years old, going on 18 in like 4 months, as of this video. I live in New York. I am black. I also have Asian, Australian, Mongolian. I mean, like when I say Asian, I mean Japanese. I should have just like said that. Japanese, Mongolian, Australian, Native American, and I have a little bit of British. I don't. But I do have family everywhere, so I think I have distant cousins of every race, but not too connected to my family tree, so I won't get into that specific shit. Occupation, card fighter. Grade, 12. I don't know, but reasons I play card games. Okay, like any person who's ever played card games in America, I started off with Yu-Gi-Oh! I started off as a kid like anyone else. Saw the show, bought cards, played Blue Eyes White Dragon and bullshit, duh. Got into card games through that. But there's a little deeper reason. Okay, I grew up in a single family household. My father's a dick, a douchebag, anything you want to call him. He's the worst kind of person I met. He's terrible. He's not a father. I don't want to call him that, but he is my father. I resent him. And I never grew up with him. He used me as a tool to try and get money. Don't want to get into too many specifics, but he used me. I don't appreciate it. I don't like him. I don't fucking want to see him again. But I do sometimes see him. That makes me sick to my stomach. But he is my father. And he's kind of the reason why I want to go into game designing, because I want my life to be nothing like his. I want to be successful. I want to be smart, which I am, if I'm not trying to brag. And I want people to like me. It's already hard enough because I make people dislike me because I'm too blunt, but I don't care about that. Alright. Main reasons I went into card games. 1, my mom is a single mother. She works all the way in New Jersey, and she works her ass off to keep me alive, which I appreciate every day of my life. I have to deal with her being gone most of the day, though, even to this day, because she's gone practically 12 hours or more for work, so she can keep a roof over my head. So I never got to really see her much as a kid. I know what she's like. I do see her on the weekends, obviously. I just don't see her often, even though she's my main caregiver. So I used to always have to, like, and I'm an only child if you don't count all my half siblings. I have literally like a bunch of half siblings. I don't want to get into specifics, and they're both from my father and my mother, so it's both sides. Anyway, I don't want to say anything like this, but she did her best, but I was way too fucked up as a child. I wanted to do a lot of things that a child shouldn't want to do. Not something crazy like kill or something. I mean, I wanted like games. I wanted to do things that I just wanted game systems out the ass. I wanted anything that I saw on TV because I fell for propaganda like that when I was a kid. So I wanted to do anything I saw on TV and shit like that. She couldn't do that because we don't live that kind of life. So I was always bored. I just read books. I grew a great vocabulary, but what is that going to do me unless for like practical uses? But I mean, getting friends. I didn't have the easiest time getting friends. When I was in elementary school, I was the nicest kid you could ever meet. I was trying to be nice to everyone. I helped people out. I would always try and do my best to be nice to anyone. My mom said, if you treat people nice, they'll treat you nice back. Little did I know that was bullshit. My mom, I love her to death. I will die for her. But she was completely wrong. And maybe she meant as in moderation, you could be nice to some people, but not nice to everyone. I didn't take it that way. So anybody who was a bully to me, bullied me because of my height, because I am 5'3" even now. I'm very short. Most people, when they see me, they go like, wow, you're insanely short than what I expect you to be. Go like, whatever, I don't care. Call me short, call me short stack, I don't care. I'm beyond those insults anymore. But as a kid, those impacted me so badly that I tried to like compress them within myself until it all blew up when I was in 6th grade. I was bullied for 6 years, trying to be nice to everyone. I had friends, but just people that weren't usually nice people, I tried to be nice to them and it just didn't work. And I thought if I kept going for it, they would eventually like me. But then they would beat me up. They would do other things. They would make fun of me, make fun of my face, anything, whatever, to hurt down my self-esteem. But I tried to act like it didn't bother me because I wanted them to feel like that they weren't being alienated for how they act. I tried way too hard, I'm saying here. I tried way too hard to be nice to everyone. So, one day when I was in 6th grade, this kid Ronnie came up to me when I was about to go buy my lunch and said, let me borrow $1. Or at least said, give me $1. I said no, because I don't want to give anyone dollars, because that's my lunch money. Then he pushes me, takes the dollar away from me, and then, like, just laughs in my face as he walks away. That day changed my life. I was already taking a bit of martial arts to defend myself. I wasn't trying to use it unless it was to defend myself. This is when I was 11, went to 6th grade. I was done with three of my martial arts, and I didn't do taekwondo until 9th grade. But still, I had already 3 black belts in my possession by then, and I did not want to use any of it. But I lost my shit on that day. I just lost everything that was my composure. I jumped on Ronnie and I just banged his head into a pillar, and then I took my dollar and just walked out. I didn't get in trouble that day, and I never got in trouble technically ever in a fight because I learned something. One thing I learned from my father: if someone swings first, they're in trouble, not you. So I've been in too many fights that I can't even remember, but I have literally been in, I think, way more than over 200 fights, and I've won 100 and at least I remember 196 of them that I won. A couple I lost because one I got like ramsacked or something, or like this one kid I remember in middle school like hit me in the back of the head when I wasn't looking, and my head bled, so I couldn't really fight back. Um, but I remember I win the majority of my fights. The only people I think I've lost to are my half brother, my half older brother, and that one kid that fucking ramsacked me. That's it. I've beaten my father, I've beaten a lot of people, beaten even other martial artists. But I have fought way too much because of my anger. Because I built up too much anger as a kid from all that bullying. But then let me just get on to this because this is getting way too dark. But after I got it, I was still playing Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit as a kid, but I didn't know like the scenes or like who was playing or anything like that. I just had my Yu-Gi-Oh cards and played with friends or something. So later I grew to like I started getting into a competitive scene of Yu-Gi-Oh and I started branching out to other card games. I started playing Duel Masters, I started doing this and that. The main influence for my card games was I was trying to not be lonely. I was trying to gain friends in some sort of way that doesn't have to be a social outcoming. So I basically used card games as a vent for my anger, and at the same time, they use it as a way to gain friends, which it worked out in that sense. So yay for me. I don't, I didn't want to alienate my other friends though, so I do have lots of friends that aren't into card games. So another yay for me. But what I'm trying to say here is I got into card games through sheer loneliness as a child. I was an only child. I didn't have that many friends. I have a lot more friends now. So many more that I can't even keep the count. But what I'm trying to say here is I didn't have the best life. I didn't get some miraculous powers from a fucking anime like anime dudes get and had all the friends ever since you were a kid. You have childhood friends and all that shit. I didn't have that. I had me, myself, and a couple of people that knew me. I didn't have that many friends. But then I got into card games through my own desire to gain more friends. And then that's when eventually when I went to the Boys and Girls Club in my local town, I met Devlon and I figured out he was into Yu-Gi-Oh! Then in middle school we met this one guy, Hassan, who told us about a place called Clarkson's Corner, and then we started going up to there for Yu-Gi-Oh! Then we started growing better as players. Then we realized Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a bad game. Or at least it's not a bad game. It's run by terrible, corrupt people that only want to make money. So we're not into that. So we branched off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Then we went to Vanguard. Vanguard was somewhat okay, but it was kind of getting the Yu-Gi-Oh! Feel after a few years. So we just said, fuck that. Then we went into Kaijudo. That fucking died. I tried Magic. Devlon didn't. I tried it. I can't get into shit for Magic. It's not hard. I just can't see myself doing drafts and other things in Magic. I just don't see myself as a Magic player. I played Duel Masters and Yu-Gi-Oh! And a few card games, but I can't do Magic for some reason. It's just not me. And then Buddyfight came along, obviously from Bush Road. I tried Weiss a little bit, but that was a terrible fucking failure. But I digress. I got into Buddyfight because of Joey and Devlon talking about it, and I just said, and I was like the generic idiot. I thought, wow, Future Card Buddyfight. That's a really stupid name. But then but after my years and years of card games, I realized what it takes to make a good card game. And Buddyfight had it all. It had a decent structure. It had a decent new mechanic that you don't see in other games as much. And what I found the most fascinating thing about this game was the sheer lack of like monster obliteration. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh, someone would just spam the field of monsters, attack for game, and you had 8,000 life points, and you can lose that in a turn. Buddyfight, that's very few decks that can actually even do that, as of now at least, but still, I know the game's young and just a year old by now, but it's so diverse, even for the first set, that I couldn't believe that this was such a new card game and had such a ridiculous name to me. And like I didn't get into the game until like maybe like in between set 1 and like 3 months before set 2, or like 4 months before set 2. I didn't really think the game was anything special. Then I just saw the mechanics, saw it played, and I was just like, oh my god, this game's really good. You have a limit to how much monsters you can have on board until Size Zeros came out. You had weapons that put you into the game. It, your monsters defend you like Yu-Gi-Oh did, but at the same time, the left and right don't do anything, so it makes you think more if you want to put something in the center or not, because at the same time, you can't use a weapon. So, I had like a lot of things I liked about the game, and that just made me fall in love with it, and I loved like lots of the, just everything about this game just clicked to me. Like it had, and then the gauge was like mana for me for like Kaijudo and Magic, so it was like a less complicated version of that. I mean, gauge and mana wasn't complicated. It was just like gauge is easy. Get mana, you have to in other card games. You have to be able to have mana in order to do anything else you want to do. You can live, but in Buddyfight, you can live with a deck without using any gauge, which I like. So for you guys that thought my story for why I got into card games was something really cool and fun, I guess you can try and look at it from that standpoint, but it wasn't that fun for me. I was a bad kid with a very bad life. Not a bad life. I have a good life. At least a life I'm thankful for. But I mean my life could be much worse. But I have a really, really good life that I love. I have lots of great friends. Of course, people on Team Burning Infinity, Hunter Surge, Damien, Siwu. I don't know how to say your last name, Damien. I'm sorry. Kershiv, Austin Somers, Arturo Rodriguez, everyone in the Buddyfight community, and when I met in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, even like I personally became friends with, if you don't know him, Jarrell Pro Winston. And like, I just grew a lot of friends through like just card games. Then I got into video game communities, met friends through there. I got to Pokemon community, met friends through there. I don't want to get into those because those aren't card game related, but I gained most of my friends through my interests, which I love. That I can meet people through something I love. That's why I love the internet, even though it's full of a lot of stupid shit that I don't understand. Or don't want to understand, at least. That's a better term. But with this video, I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe to Team Burning Infinity for more Buddyfight content. Sorry this is a little dark for some of you, but this is just me being open and straight about like my life. So if you guys don't like it, I'm sorry, but if you do like it, please like the video. And if you support all of us here at Team Burning Infinity, please hit that subscribe button, because we definitely want to keep bringing you guys more Buddyfight content. Tomorrow, on Tuesday, you will be seeing a Fight Me episode, the last one for Wizards. And Wednesday, you will be seeing pros and cons of another Legend World deck. Just wanted to give you those little hints. Anyway, see you guys later. Jen from Team Burning Infinity going out.